Factsverse presents. A man buys a new house and his gut tells him to dig in his backyard. Buying a home is a goal for most people. When you're finally financially prepared to buy a home, it can be very exciting. It's a chance to be a homeowner and start fresh in new surroundings. When a fire department captain, John Sims, bought a new home in Tucson, Arizona, he was very excited. He had no idea that he was getting more than he bargained for. After hearing rumors about his new home, his curiosity was piqued. He couldn't get the rumors out of his mind, so he took action. He bought a house, and his gut told him he needed to dig in the backyard. First, help us spread the word about Factsverse by clicking that like button, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. John felt confident about the house that he was buying because the previous owner was a friend of his. He was sure that if there were any issues with the house, his friend would have told him. When he closed on the property, his friend told him about the weird rumors that he'd heard about something being buried in the backyard. The previous owner ignored the rumors, but John just couldn't let it go. While trying to get settled into his new home, he couldn't put that rumor out of his head. John decided that he'd get to the bottom of this mystery on his own. He figured he could dig up his yard and then fill the holes in later and repair his lawn. The summers in Tucson are very hot. Most days the temperature reaches the triple digits. Most people would have given up on digging after just a couple of hours, but John didn't. He was determined to find out what was hidden in his backyard. Well, John didn't have an organized plan when it came to the digging. He just started digging. Holes everywhere, and found nothing. Well, after excavating 4 holes, disappointment set in and he was thinking about giving up. Since digging was getting him nowhere, John decided to take a different approach. He went to Tucson's Municipal Records Department and dug up information on his house. He was able to get some clues about what could be under the ground in his home. John found a rough sketch of the plans for the home from 1961. He discovered that a company called Whitaker Pools had applied for a permit to build a pool in 1961. The only problem was that John's home doesn't have a pool. Well, that information made him realize digging up the yard might be dangerous. So he decided to hire a team of consultants who came in with metal detectors and other tools. The team didn't have much success at first, but finally the metal detectors went off in 2 areas of the yard. When John was digging, he hit something. He was worried that it might be a septic tank, and he worried about damaging that or the pipes that would have been surrounding it. So he started digging more carefully, and finally he found what he was looking for. It was a hatch with a lid. Well, being a fire captain, he knew that the hatch could have been dangerous if he went into that hatch by himself, so he called the reinforcements in to watch his back when he went in. When he got into the hatch, he noticed that there were sharp metal blades in the hole, along with a metal staircase that led deep into the ground under his yard. He knew the stairs had been there for over 50 years, so they likely were not safe. He decided to strengthen the structure before going in. He and his friends reinforced the hole and added electrical wires so that they'd have some light. Unfortunately, they couldn't reinforce the stairs, so they used a tall ladder to get into the hole. John discovered he had a fallout shelter in his backyard. In the early 60s, people were really worried about the Cold War, and many had fallout shelters built. Many of the companies that were hired to construct these structures were swimming pool companies. And finally, he had his answers. John set up a GoFundMe account trying to raise some money to repair and renovate his bomb shelter. He wanted to turn it into a man cave/museum. He even bought a few artifacts to place in the museum, including water supply barrels, Geiger counters, ham radios, and sanitation kits. When he bought the home, he never expected to find something so incredible underneath his backyard. He loved the bunker's history, but even more, he loved that he had a new project to work on. Restoring that bunker to its former glory and turning it into something incredible, that's his goal now. And his story is proof you never know what you're going to find lurking under the ground, even in your own backyard. Subscribe for more.